Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. Thanks for joining as we are continuing our journey through the book of Matthew. Today we're in Matthew 4, and we're talking about the testing of Jesus. This is part 2 of the series of the testing of Jesus. We'll do one more episode after this. We're doing this because Jesus was tested 3 times, and I wanted to talk about each of those times. Also remember, as we talk about this, there's 5 lessons we can learn from the testing during this, and let me go over those. And I'll have them on the notes on the bottom of YouTube, which is down below me here if you're watching on YouTube. The lessons from the testing are this: God will allow you to be tested. The second thing, you will be tested in your weakness. The third thing, you must know the Scripture. The fourth thing, you must know the context of the Scripture. And fifthly, you must know your enemy. All right, let me read Matthew chapter 4, verses 5 through 7. It says this: Then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. If you are the Son of God, he said, throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands, so that your foot will not strike, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. Jesus answered, it is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test. All right, so that's the second temptation. Let me go over some key notes that I took on this passage here. The devil takes Jesus to the pinnacle of the temple, and one area that when the temple was erected at that time, one area could have had a drop of 450 foot. That's including the retaining wall. So you have the peak of the temple and to the bottom of the retaining wall. Okay, so a drop of that could have been 450 foot. That's like 45 stories. Okay, that's way up there. All right, we do some work on some 10-story buildings, and that's a huge distance. But 45 stories? Whoa, that's huge. So he's up there. Jesus and the devil are up at that point. Okay. Satan is now quoting Scripture, so he quotes Psalm 91 verses 11 through 12. All right. Of course, Satan takes it out of context, and the context of this psalm was that God would take care of us, and Satan twisted it to test God. All right. And then Jesus quotes Deuteronomy 6:16. Again, he knew the Scriptures. All right. And this is where Moses is giving a warning to the Israelites not to test God, as they did at Massa in Exodus 17:2 through 7, where the people demanded water from God. Okay. So we can learn from this. Let me go over the 5 points that we can learn from this, the lessons from the testing. All right. God will allow you to be tested. We saw that in the verse 1 yesterday. And you will be tested in your weakness. We saw that in yesterday's testing, where Jesus was tested when he was hungry. Okay, and he was like going to be dying of starvation here. Okay. The third thing, and that was very important today, to know the Scripture. When the devil came at him with one Scripture, Jesus came at with him with another Scripture, because he knew the Scripture. He could quote it. All right. And then the fourth thing, which is very important today, Jesus knew the context of the Scripture. We need to know the context of the Scripture and not take it out of context and just pull a verse out and like, oh, this is what it means. No, you need to know you need to understand the whole Bible, and then that Scripture out of the whole Bible and how it relates to the rest of the Bible. Okay, and then the fifth thing is to know your enemy. Okay, and Jesus knew the devil and knew what he would be asking and knew what his tricks would be. Okay, and so he's prepared for that. That's lessons from the testing that we can learn from that. Thanks for watching. I am just a regular dude walking in the Word, and we're going to conclude this session on testing, the testing of Jesus, tomorrow. And I look forward to seeing you then. Lord's blessing to you.